Okay, here we are. This is my first ever unboxing, or in this case, a untubing. This is a product from Treasure Tech. Many of you may know Sean with Detect Florida. This is one of his products. Comes from Sarasota, Florida. This is for the Manticore. It is a stork leg to make water hunting a little less effort going through the water with your swing. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. Little decal action, Detect Florida, that's nice. Yeah, perfect. Some hardware here, is that it? All right. So we got some decals, got some hardware. Look at this tool kit. Oh, that's pretty sweet. You know, I was wondering if it came with the coil bolt or not, because I need an extra. I'm doing this setup. I'm going to set this up with a 9-inch coil and just have this dedicated for my water hunting. Oh, so light. Get a good look at that. Well, really nice job. All right, we're going to figure out how this thing goes together. Okay, so off camera, I went and got my machine and measured my existing stock leg and compared it with the adjustments on the new Treasure Tech Stork. I'm 5'8", and I've got this adjusted to the shortest setting that's available on his. But I run my coil pretty close to me. I don't have it stretched way out in front of me. So we'll put this thing together. I will mention, I don't know Chris. This isn't a paid endorsement. I do watch his channel regularly and like everything he's doing. I'm on the east coast of Florida. He's on the west. And he does a lot of, if you haven't watched his channel, he does a lot of ring recovery, him and his father. Treasure hunt, water detect. It'd be kind of good. I'd like to hear his story. Maybe he'll do a story, talk about how he got into it, who started him, things like that. So okay, so we're gonna snug it up. Pretty cool that he provides the tools. Very excited that he provides the nylon bolt there, plastic bolt. I'm gonna pair this with a 9-inch coil. That's my plan. This is gonna be my dedicated water machine. It looks like it gives you two options with the wing nut here and a captive nut. That's the way you could do it. Did I grab it there? Okay, so that's the plan with that. I'll go the wing nut if it'll work that way. Carry this as a backup maybe. So my plan with this, and I've seen other detectorists run it this way as well, is going to tape the cord parallel to it versus wrapping it, you know, and adding water resistance. So I'm going to tape it right next to the side of it to kind of stay as slim as we can. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm going to do that. Got some electrical tape here. Tartan electrical tape. Flame retardant, made in Taiwan. I'm on the East Coast here. The beaches have been really sanded in lately. We did have a little cold front that kind of cleaned things off for a little bit. So that was kind of nice, but it didn't last very long. Fumbling with electrical tape here. That's my plan. I want to keep this thing nice and low and hydrodynamic as possible. That's what I'm going for. Good on Chris for, excuse me, Sean for refining this shaft. I was excited to hear about it. I'd like to hear more. I wish he'd talk a little bit more about it on his channel, about some of his products. So as I'm going together with this, where the two shafts come join, I'm looking at this where the cable's going to get taped next to it. And I think I'm going to just sand off that sharp 90 degrees. So I took it back apart. I'm going to dress that up a little bit. Just worried because I don't have a sheath or a cable protector on my machine. So just so we don't have that going on rubbing against it. Anyway, be right back. All right, so I'm back. So I put a little nice radius on that. And I'm real happy with it. It's super smooth now. All right, so we'll go back together with it. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have made a difference, but you know, when you see something like that, I don't know, it's just my nature to try to refine things. Head off a problem before it becomes a problem. Okay, so I got it all put together. And you can see I taped it to be as streamlined as possible so it goes through the water like a knife, hopefully. I did notice on the mounting hardware, it took me a second, the cross bolt goes in at a little bit of an angle, and instead of 90 degrees to the coil. And at first I thought, well, maybe that's some type of error, and I'm all ready to, re-index it and drill it 90 degrees. But I believe it was intentional, so you can run the cable right under it and still kind of keep that smooth profile as you're going through the water. So I believe that's intentional. Well designed, good thinking there. So I thought it'd be fun. So here it is with the 9-inch coil, very light, so light. When you see something on a website and you're thinking, like how thin is this shaft? And it looks, they're both carbon fiber. You think the stock Manticore's not real big, but just to give you a visual. So here's a 10 millimeter wrench, and the 10 millimeters actually loose on there, so the shaft's actually smaller than 10 millimeter. Here it is compared to the stock Manticore, and again I've got a wrench as an example. So I have a wrench as an example. So the stock Manticore, this is an 11/16, just for a visual. So the Stork leg, smaller than 10 millimeter, and the stock shaft, 11/16. So big difference in the thickness. I mean, there's 10 millimeter up against it, what that looks like. The upper part of the shaft, upper part of the stock Manticore, that's a 3/4 inch, and at 3/4 it won't, it's larger than 3/4. The Stork leg shaft, just a touch smaller than 1/2 inch. So I have calipers, but I thought this would be a better visual, easy visual for you. So stock shaft, bigger than 3/4. Treasure Tech, just under 1/2. So I'm excited to use it. The whole setup, so of course as you can imagine, so lightweight. Even plan on using this setup in the wet sand as well as water, just because it's so light. Anyway, good customer service. Ordered it, had it in a couple days, shipped UPS. So all good things to say. Thank you for watching.